Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Van Loo's very poorly monetized low budget science channel. Do not click like, do not subscribe. Okay, today we're going to go over Microsoft Word's equation editor. Some of you are working on your IAs right now, so this is going to be pretty helpful. What I've done here is thrown up a couple of equations from the data booklet, and I'm going to show you how to duplicate these equations. I chose these specifically because they include a lot of stuff that may come up for really just about any equation you might be dealing with. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the Insert tab, and over on the far right you will see equations. Ta-da, there they are. Okay, so we're going to duplicate our first equation here. This, of course, is the equation for propagating uncertainty for values that are multiplied or divided, okay? So first thing I notice here is I have a bunch of fractions. So when I go up to my equation editor menu here, I just go to the fraction pull down, and this is probably the preferred format, a stacked fraction. So I'm going to insert one of those, hit the equal sign, and insert another one, hit a plus sign, insert another one, and another plus sign, and then finally one more fraction. Okay, so now I've got the setup ready to go. So to edit what we see in these little dotted squares here, you just click on the guy, and then here we need a delta. So up here is where you're going to find all your Greek symbols and other useful math symbols. And if you click this little arrow here, you get an even bigger pull down. I like this arrow better than the scroller over here, but you should use what you like because that's how we roll on this channel. Okay, so we're going to find ourselves the delta symbol. There it is. Perfect. I'm going to copy this because I'm reusing it. So just Control C there, or select and copy. Either way is fine. So once I've copied it, I can just paste it, and paste it again, and paste it again. And then I can add the appropriate character here, which is Y, and then A, and then B, and then C. Okay. So down here in the denominators, same value, Y, A, B, C. So there's your first equation, and it's beautiful. Now I have you guys working in Google Docs for various reasons. So if you wanted to, you could take a screenshot of this. And I use software called Lightshot, but you can use other software, it's perfectly fine. When I hit Control C here, it's going to copy it. So Command C, and then I can just drop it into a Google Doc or whatever I want. I'm not going to do that now. So that's one way that you can take this and import it into other documents, slideshows, etc. I do this kind of thing all the time for my presentations. So you'll notice if you look at my presentations, there are lots and lots of nicely formatted equations, and that's what I do. Because if you try to copy this and paste it into another kind of document, it's not going to work well. Okay, so there's our first equation. So let's move on to the second one. Again, we go to the Insert menu, and we grab our equation, and then we type the first bit of the equation, f equals k. And here we need another fraction. Okay, so our charges and our radius are all in a fraction together. So we're going to input our fraction. And now we're going to use a new kind of operator. We're going to use a script operator, okay? So we have a couple of options here. We need a couple of subscripts for our charges. So we just click on the pull down, and there they are. Okay, and we need to use the arrows here a little to insert the next one. So we insert the next one, and you may find you need to play around with that a little bit because you can actually insert a subscript into a subscript, which is kind of non-optimal. Okay, down here we need a superscript, which is this guy. Okay, now we can fill in our values, we've got Q sub 1, Q sub 2. I'm just clicking on the box and then filling in what I want. And then R squared, okay? And there it is, our beautiful electrical force equation. Nice, okay? So last one, we're going to do Coulomb's constant. So we go back to insert and we go equation. Here we've got K equal to, here we need a fraction, so insert. K is equal to 1 divided by 4. Now we need to find pi. Pi is going to be pretty easy to find. It's, in theory, pretty easy to find. There it is. Okay, and we also need an epsilon. So we go back up here to our symbols menu. And for epsilon, we have a couple of choices. You have this kind of like smooth looking epsilon, or you have like this kind of more traditional epsilon. I'm going to go traditional. I forgot to insert a subscript, which is slightly annoying. So there's my subscript, and I will just cut this out and paste, and there's my 0. Okay, so there we go. So now I have these nicely formatted equations, and when I go to check your IAs, or your physics teacher, or the person moderating the IAs, we're going to look at your equations and say, dang, that person knows what they're doing, and that's going to help you out with communication. Whereas if you've got like badly handwritten equations that you took a picture of, you know, it still could work. It could look really good, but this is a pretty safe bet, right? So whenever you can take the safe route, you should. Unfortunately, Google, at least the last time I checked, Google's equation editor was not very fully featured, but perhaps I can check in on that, and that might be a good option as well because it's free, whereas Microsoft Office is not, or at least not as far as I'm aware. So anyway, if I can find an equivalent editor for Google Docs, I will do so and upload a video for that. I would imagine it works very similar to this if they've finally gotten around to getting one running. Last time I checked, they had not. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's it. This has been Mr. Van Lowe's poorly monetized low-budget science channel. Do not click subscribe, but do have a great day.